Okay, I'm thinking about entitling this video, I changed my mind more than I changed my underwear. At least that's what my wife keeps telling me. But I was just out here finalizing my indecisiveness about what I want to do with my Blazer. It still lives in the driveway in its little cocoon of nothingness. But over here on this shelf, ooh, been down here. This is where the T5 currently lives in its disassembled state, complete with its new parts, right above the collection of 8/8 gear sets. But I know this is gonna be a shock to some and probably a relief to all. I'm not gonna put the T5 back in the Blazer. I have come to the realization that I'm not going to be able to be nice to the T5 and not break it again, because any kind of spirited driving is going to end up breaking it, even at the low horsepower level that I'm currently at. Plus it also ties my hands where I can't do anything that makes me happy in the vehicle. You know, maybe the realization of being 49 years old is becoming more apparent and more important to me, that it's valuable to be able to enjoy the life that you have available to you before it's too late to be able to do so. So basically, I'm back on board with rebuilding the Turbo 400. If you guys remember, that's a 1969 truck, big block 400 transmission. I've already got some parts on order, complete rebuild kit, plus a bunch of the upgrades that I got off of the Jake's Performance build list. I've got all my clearances, my valve body modifications, dual feed, all the tricks. I'm just going to jump in it with both feet and get this thing built. Right now I'm on the fence trying to decide how big of a stall converter I want to put in it, because keep in mind, this is still a daily driver that has to function on the highway, so I can't go buck wild full stupid with having too much stall that'll burn up the transmission on the highway. So I'm stuck between, I don't know, I wanted to put a 3000, probably a freak show 3000 stall in this thing, but I'm really hesitant to do that, because the guys who run and the guys who make torque converters at Freak Show are the same people that used to make the old redneck converters out of, same city, same town. I mean, there's no deception going on here. There was just some legal issues with them using recipes and proprietary information from one of their previous employers, which made them have to change the name of their company. So moving forward, I have extensive experience running their 3500 stall with the anti-ballooning plate, and it's way tight. Like I ran it in my 71 Pontiac Ventura. Andy ran it for a long time in his S10. I've had other friends of mine who ran that same converter because of the success I had and the price point. Back when we bought ours, you could buy it $275 shipped to your door. Now the price is up to $350, but still, I would say probably the best bang for the buck you can get in torque converters, especially when you look at efficiency. But all that aside, I am deathly afraid that if I ordered the 3000 Freak Show converter, that it's not going to foot brake enough to even justify having it on the vehicle. You know what I mean? Like, the problem we were having off the nitrous with the Freak Show / Redneck 3500 converters was that, yes, they would flash to 35 to 3700 on the nitrous off the line, but you couldn't foot brake it more than about 2000, maybe 2200 RPM, and it would push through the brakes. So that particular converter, although it was very efficient, off the nitrous daily driving efficiency, or what I call converter contribution, was extremely efficient. Sorry about that. Had to take a time out. The wind started blowing really hard and I started getting choked because I'm still getting over being sick. Been sick for 3 weeks. I'm kind of getting tired of that. What I was trying to say was the efficiency or the converter contribution of those Redneck, now Freak Show converters, is amazingly good. A decent stall converter will add around 10%. Your cheaper, less efficiently built converters will add 12, 13, 15%. Like a lot of your TCI off the shelf converters, they add right around 10, 12% slippage. Some of the really crappy ones, like what I call the no-name knockoff converters, they can actually add 20 to 30% slippage, which is why those cheap no-name converters always make your car go slower than you think it should, because you're losing 30% of your horsepower through the stupid torque converter. But I don't want to get too far off track. My experience with the Freak Shows is they were only adding 6.2% slippage off the bottle and only 8% on the nitrous. So that's really good, just in case you do some research on that. Sorry about that. Had to take another time out because I keep getting choked. But efficiency wise, the Freak Show converters are really good. The price point at $350 with anti-ballooning plate is real good. I mean, the only other comparable converter is the Jags XHD dual anti-ballooning plate converters. They sell for $359. So you have two really good choices in the mid about $360 price range. The two best converters you can choose from is the Jags converter, which is made by TSI, and the Freak Show converters out of Texas. I don't have any efficiency or coupling numbers on the Jags version. I just know that there's quite a few people that have run the Jags converters on the Turbo Forum and have reported, anyway, good results running them with boost and them holding up with those, because that actual converter has two anti-ballooning plate features. So at this point, I'm almost tempted to go with the 3500 over the 3000 for fear that it won't foot brake enough to do me any good, especially with putting that cam in the 4.8. It might need a little bit more converter, for off the line acceleration. If, I say this with an asterisk, if I were to ever be in a timed standing start acceleration contest, hint, hint, it would need to have a decent converter in it so it would 60 foot. So, but that is not the same recipe that you generally look at when you're building a daily driver. So it's hard to hit compromise. Like there's a big red button on the side of this world that says compromise, because you got to go one way or the other. Most times you can't have the best of both worlds, but hopefully I'll be able to figure something out. Maybe get a little bit more information. I'll call, it's Rick or Richard, I think, I can't remember his name, down there at Freak Show, and kind of talk to him and tell him exactly what I'm wanting it to do. and see if he can make a few tweaks to the stator. I have to take another time out. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up, because the more I try to talk, the more I keep getting choked, and I'm not really down with that life today because it's really bugging me. If you guys have any information, what I'm looking for is something that will couple extremely well at 3,000 RPM, between 2,500 and 3,000 RPM. I want a good coupling efficiency for highway driving, but I'd like to also have a foot brake, a true foot brake of 25 to 2,800, and a flash stall of 3,000, 35, somewhere in that area, if it's even possible. So I appreciate you guys watching these videos. If you guys could please give me some feedback in the comments as to which converter you think would work best with this 4.8 with a small cam, and let's see, it's 3,300 pound vehicle without me in it, so it's a little hair over 3,500 with driver. It will start out with the 373 gears in the back until a future date where we can experiment with a turbo and knock the rear gear down to 327 or less. So anyway, we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, because we know how bad I change my mind on a daily basis. So right now we're going forward with the TH400, get a decently strong transmission driveline in this thing, so that hopefully next summer we can have a little bit of fun with it once in a while and try to enjoy the vehicle while we're alive to do so. So anyway, I appreciate it, you guys watching. Please like, subscribe, and share.